Well, I don't know what to say. I mean, it was a great win all around. Um, well fought, hard fought game, like I said it would be. I said that Dez would have a big game. Not at the time, not realizing that his father had passed away just before the game, or the day before the game. I didn't know that at the time, but my condolences to his family. Um, but I just had a feeling that he would break out, being that I suspected that the Steelers would commit to the run, um, which they did, and they pretty much held Zeke in check for the most part until the second half. He broke a couple of big runs, um, but to me, the MVP of this game was the offensive line. I mean, me myself. Playing offensive line, I played guard in Little League 1981 to 1983 for the Atlantic City Dolphins, my little league team. So, and I also played guard. So, I mean, I have a special place in my heart for the offensive line. I'm glad the O line in general is finally getting some love. So, without the offensive linemen, the running backs and the skill players, they won't be able to do what they do. So, hats off to the O line, Travis Frederick, Zach Martin, Teron Smith, um, Ronald Leary, and Doug Free, you too, even though you're the weak link in the chain to me. But you're part of a great unit. Hats off to the O line. But aside from that, I think Zeke, he was a beast. I mean, 3 touchdowns. Come on. I mean, I was preaching throughout all of my videos that we should use the running back by committee approach. I stand corrected. I mean, I was wrong about that. So I think Zeke is our horse. I think we should ride him until he gets tired. I mean, he keeps saying, feed me. So I think we should just grant his wish. Just feed the man. If he's hungry, just keep feeding him. Um, I think, the O line was opening holes for him. I mean, he ran for 3 touchdowns for crying out loud. Um, 21 carries for 114 yards. Um, they protected Dak against the blitz. I mean, the Steeler defense, they were pretty much throwing the kitchen sink at him in terms of, pressure. I mean, they were able to get some pressure on him. They had a sack. Um, they forced a fumble in the first quarter, which led to 6 points. Um, it was, even though they gave up 6 points, they didn't break. Even Dez, I mean, with his father passing away, 6 catches for 116 yards. And but I have to give credit to its due. I mean, Big Ben, he went off on us. He over 400 yards passing, but a lot of those passes were screen passes to Antonio Brown. I mean, that's his favorite target, and a lot of them were wide receiver screens. Um, there were a couple plays where he actually went downfield, like of course the touchdown that he scored late in the fourth quarter, where he fake spiked the ball. I mean, they caught us out there. I mean, rookie cornerback, so he pretty much caught him out there with the banana in the tailpipe play, or should I say, fake spike like Marino did against the Jets back in the '80s. But for the most part, Antonio Brown had a good game, great game, and we did what we could to contain him, but we made sure no one else got off. Um, the running back, we pretty much held him in check. I believe he's a rookie as well, and late Le'Veon Bell is his name. So we pretty much held him in check. Yes, he did score a touchdown, but um, statistically, we pretty much held him in check. So hats off to our defense as well. I think it was a team win in all phases. Offensively, defensively. Bend but don't break. We even got a sack on Big Ben, uh, thanks to Demarcus Lawrence. He's starting to come alive, and hopefully we can hang on until we can get Rolando McClain back. I believe he comes back for this game, if I'm not mistaken, against the Ravens. So so we'll see how far we can go defensively. I mean, Scott Linehan's doing a great job. Um, bringing pressure and pretty much doing what he can until our big name guys can come back. And another thing that no one's really talking about is if we can somehow get uh, Smith, the guy who hurt his knee um, in college out of Notre Dame, the linebacker. Can't think of his name at the moment, but I mean, if we can get him back, and hopefully, if not this season, definitely next season, he'll be a great addition to our defense. Smith is his name. But regarding the Tony Romo issue, I believe he's our backup quarterback. We didn't have a viable backup last year. So I believe now, from this moment forward, I mean, Dak has proved that he belongs as the starter, and we'll keep Romo as our backup. I mean, that's what it is. He's a great player. He's a great quarterback, but I mean, he's not the starter anymore. That's what it is. I know Jerry is hell bent on inserting him in there, but I don't think he realizes that he's not gonna, upset the apple cart and divide the locker room. That's what it will ultimately do. You have some people who are loyal to Tony Romo, and you have, the younger players who are loyal to Dak. So I think he doesn't want to divide the locker room. So I think we should roll with Dak. I think he realizes that we should roll with Dak until he gets injured. So, we'll see how it plays out. But, a part of me realizes, I'm hoping that Jerry doesn't impose his will in terms of putting Romo back in there and having him get credit for winning the Super Bowl if we go that far. But I think it's a great team win, and looking forward to the Ravens. And another thing, I just wanted to, why I think this is such a heated rivalry with the Steelers and why it was such a big game. Being that the Steelers or the Cowboys had won the Super Bowl back in '77, and it was John Facenda who came up with that name, America's Team. It wasn't Tex Schramm, it wasn't Gil Brandt or anyone in the Cowboys organization who came up with that slogan. It was John Facenda. He was the producer for NFL Films. So while he was doing a promotional video for the Cowboys for the upcoming season, the 1978 season, he came up with the name America's Team. So the name stuck, and the Cowboys brain trust, they saw it, and they look to to market the slogan. So I think the Steelers, who won the Super Bowl the following year, they kind of use that as a motivational tool. So that to me is the basis of the Steelers and Cowboys rivalry. So I think it's over the name, America's Team. So it's a tough rivalry overall. So I mean, and the game showed it. So I'm glad we got out with the W. It was a hard-fought win, like I said, and looking forward to the Ravens this week. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully we can keep the ball rolling here, and we can get another W. All right, so see you guys next week. Please subscribe. Go Boys.